Okay, so yesterday we saw that the data point 3 and 6 had a distance of 0.101 if I remember. So 3 and 6 forms a cluster and we represented that in the form of a dendrogram. Okay, so the next I have to identify, is there any point that is very closer to these two clusters, like we had told you, right? So if I have 2 points and I formed a cluster, I will see if there is any other point which is nearby that I can form a cluster. So I have to check from 3, 6, is there any point that is close by? So how do I do that? So I will recalculate the D matrix, that is the distance matrix. Okay, I'll just write that distance matrix over here. So it's going to be P1, P2. Here it is going to be P3 and P6 because it is already clustered, P4 and P5. The same here, P1, P2, P3, P6, P4 and P5. Okay. Now as I have to identify if there is any other cluster which is close by to that, so I'll be taking up that as identify the minimum distance of P3 to P6 with the first point. I will be checking each and every point because I don't know which is close by. So I have to check each and every point where it lies, whether it lies here, whether this is the first point, second point, or third point. So I have to check that. So what I'll do is I'll take the minimum distance of P3 to P6, that is from here to P1. So how do I do? I already know the values of it. So I'll take from P3 to P1 what is the distance, from P6 to P1 what is the distance. I will take the minimum out of it. So minimum of, we calculated the table yesterday, right? The distance matrix table, the first table. What was the distance from P3 to P1?
Ma'am, 0.215, ma'am.
Yes, so it is 0.215. What was the distance from P6 to P1?
Ma'am, 0.23.
0.23. Which is lesser now?
Ma'am, 215, ma'am.
Yes, so I'm going to write that P3 to P6, the value is 0.215. Okay, again I'll be calculating. Identify the minimum distance of P3 to P6 with respect to P2. What is the different distance from P3 to P2?
Ma'am, 0.143.
143. And from P2 to P6? Sorry,
Ma'am,
P6 to P2?
0.25. 0.25.
0.25, which is lesser, 0.143. So I'll write 0.143. All the diagonal elements are 0, so we'll keep like that. Okay. Next, I have to take the minimum distance of P3, P6. With what will I do the next? Can I take P3 now?
No, ma'am.
I already have that over here, so I'm going to take the next point, which is P4. So minimum of P3 to P4, what is the distance?
0.15, ma'am.
And from P6 to P4?
0.219, ma'am.
The smaller is 0.15. So from P3 to P6 with P4, it is 0.15. Okay. Then again, this was the second, third, and I'll go ahead with the fourth. Identify the minimum distance of P3 to P6 with P5. P3 to P5 distance, P5 to P6 distance. So minimum of P3 to P5?
0.284, ma'am.
284. P6 to P5?
Ma'am, 0.39.
So it is 0.284, 0.284 or 0.29. Okay. So now we already have identified. I can get this value from the previous table, P2 to P1. P2 to P1. We had already calculated the table. It is 0.23. Then P4 to P1 also we have calculated. It is 0.37, 0.14, 0.34, 0.14 or 15. I'm not sure, 14 or 15.
Ma'am, which one, ma'am?
P5 to P2.
Ma'am, it's 0.14, ma'am.
What is P4 to P2? I think it is 0.2.
Yes, ma'am, that's 0.2, ma'am.
I think I've written it wrong. 0.2. Are the other values right? 0.2. Okay. 37, 0.4. Yeah. So from here, there's one thing that we have to note, that we have got all the distances with this. Okay. Can we identify any small distance here? Anything which is smaller? Which is the distance very small in the given table?
Ma'am, 0.14, ma'am.
0.14, which is from P5 to P2. So this is the smallest one. So then what I'll do is P2 and P5, they have the smallest distance. So I'll again create the dendrogram with respect to forming the 2 points with a cluster. So these two are the new clusters now. 3 and 6 with one cluster, 2 and 5 are one more cluster over here. So the second step is done. We have identified the clusters. Again, I have to identify the distance from P2 to P5 if there's any other points which is close by. So then what I'll do, I will start making the change. I have to identify, I have to recalculate the D matrix. Again, this will get recalculated because I'm going to find each and every point from P2 to P5. Is there now? I have identified this. I saw there was nothing. So I internally got one more, which is 2 and 5. Okay. So I'm going to again check if there's any other point which is close by to this or this. So I'll be taking each and every point now. So from P2 to P5, what is the distance for 1? Again from P2 to P5 with point, I cannot take 2, so I'm going to take 3 over here. P2 to P5. No, I cannot take 3 as well. I have to take the combination of it. Because I've already clustered it, I have to take the combination of it, which I've already done it over here, P3 to P6. So P1, P2 is here, so I will not take. P3 to P6 is here. And then P4 I will take. P5 I will omit because P5 is already there. If I take P2 and P5, P5 is there, so I'm not going to consider. So this will get. So you'll have only 3 distance calculations to be done. You clear with this? I had created a new dendrogram. So that dendrogram was 2 and 5 based on the minimum distance value that I got. From here, now I have to identify the same procedure that we followed. Is there any point which is close by to 2 and 5 cluster? So 2 and 5 with P1, I will check. 2 and 5, I cannot check for P2 because it is already there. I can take P3, but P3 is already a cluster of P3 and P6. So I will take P3 and P6. And after that, P4 is the one. So I'll have P2 and P5 with respect to 4. But the next is P5, but already I have a P5 over here, so I'm omitting it. So I'll have only these 3 minimum distances that I have to identify. Can you let me know the distances? From P2, or let me do one thing. I'll just clear the screen. So I'll just write here 3 and 5 is one cluster, 2 and 5 is one more cluster. I have to identify the minimum distance from P2 to P5 with P1. Again, identify the minimum distance of P2 to P5. I cannot take P2, so I'll take P3, comma P6, and minimum distance of P2, comma P5 with P4. Okay, this is very easy. You can take like this. But for this again, this is also going to be very easy. Take P2 because since it's already clustered, P2 to P3, comma P6 we have a value already, and P5 to P3, comma P6 we already have that value. So I'll just write it over here. So I'm going to take the minimum distance of P2 with P3, comma P6. I have that value. Okay. And again, P5, comma P3, comma P6. Meanwhile, I'll just write the distance matrix. You can tell me the calculations part. So I still have P1, P1, P2 is P2 and P5, P3 is P3 and P6, and P4. P2, P5, P3, P6 because it's already a cluster, and P4. And I know the diagonal values are 0. Did you get to know from P2 to P5 to P1 what is the distance?
Ma'am, 0.234, ma'am.
Yes, correct. So 0.234. So I'll write it as 0.234. Did you get to know the distance of this? From the previous table itself you can calculate. So from P2 to P3 and P6.
Ma'am, for that it was 0.143, ma'am.
Yeah, correct, 0.143. So from here to here it is 0.143. Okay, the final one, P2 to P4 and P5 to P6, P4?
Ma'am, 0.21, ma'am.
0.21, yes, correct. And the other previous values, I can take it from the previous table. So this will be 0.22, 0.37, 0.15. So from this, I have identified, I've calculated the distances if there are any points. So I have got that value. Here, do you find any distance which is less?
Now it's again 0.143.
This seems to be 0.43. Just check this because I'm getting same values here. Or is it 0.5 itself? 0.15?
Where, ma'am?
This point. P4 to P3, P6. What was your calculation? P4 to P3, P6.
0.15 only, ma'am.
0.15 only. So the lowest that I can see over here is this one. Yes? The lowest that I observe is that. So what I'll do here is P2, P5, okay, the distance between P3 and P6 is the lowest, okay. So I'll be considering these two forming a cluster. So I will just link this as one more cluster. In case, suppose, in case this is an example, if you get anything like, suppose you consider this is 0.43 itself. You have two things comparatively equal, okay? But you have to consider within this term which is smallest. If in case you have two things coinciding the same, and if you have that distance coming out in this, you have to consider this comparatively to this, because the main reason here is it is actually clustered. In the sense, I've already clustered these 2 points and I've already clustered these 2 points. So there is a higher preferences that is being given between clusters. This is one cluster, this is one cluster. Between clusters, you can have a bigger cluster. Okay. So anytime when you see that you have something like this, you can take this as your higher priority comparatively to the outer one, to the new single data point. Okay. So we got to know that 3 and 5, 2 and 5 were two separate clusters. Now again I'm representing that with a dendrogram by writing an arrow or a line that connects these two clusters. Okay. So then after that, I again have to calculate the distances. From these two, is there any new point? So I'll just start erasing only this. Or I think I can completely create and write a new table. It will be better. Okay. So I have 3 and 5, 3 and 6, 2 and 5, where the clusters. Now I again have created a bigger cluster considering them. So now I have to identify the minimum distance of P2, P5, P3, P6 with P1, in the sense first with this, second with this. P2, P5, P1, P3, P6, P1, because I already have these values from the table. So I'm going to take that. Again, I'm going to identify the minimum distance from P2, P5, okay, with P3, P6 with, I already have P2 here, I can't take, I already have P3 here, I can't take, I can next take is P4. I can't again take P5 and P6 because it is already there. So I have only two calculations that I have to perform over here. You calculate that and let me know. Meanwhile, I'll just create the distance matrix for that. So it is P1, P2, P5, P3, P6. You can just observe here, why am I writing all 4 points together? Because they are already formed a bigger cluster. So I'm going to write that and I have only P4 with me. Again P1, P2, P5, P3 and P6, and I have P4. So the diagonal values are zeros. You're able to get with P1, what is the value?
Ma'am, 0.22.
Yes, 0.22. 0.22. How about the other?
Ma'am, 0.15.
Yes, 0.15. 0.15. I'll be taking this P1 to P4, the distance that I already got from the table, 0.37. Okay. So here I will get to know that I have calculated this part. So this part is already there. What is the minimum distance of this table?
Ma'am, 0.15, ma'am.
Exactly. So 0.15 is the smallest value in the table. So which is that point from here to P4, which means that I already have the dendrogram created for this particular part. The dendrogram is ready. Now I have P4 coming into picture. So I'll be writing the dendrogram as 4 is a part of this cluster. Did someone get a message that this meeting has unlimited minutes?
Yes, ma'am. It showed on the screen, ma'am.
I'm not sure. Okay, fine. Okay, so we observe that P4, I'm going to create one more. So 3 and 6, 2 and 5, and 4 is the one which is interrelated to this. So I have that as well written. So my final step over here, okay, I already have 4. I'm going to check out now if there is any minimum distances. So after this creation, I'm going to check out if there is any minimum distance I have to calculate from which point? P2, P3, sorry, P2, P5, P3, P6 with P4 to P1, because that's the only point that is left out for me. I'm just going to identify how I do it. It's basically, since I already know the value of this part, so I'll write it as identify the minimum distance of P2, P5, P3, P6 with P1, because I know that value. This particular point, P2, P5, P3, P6 with P1, I know this value. Okay, so I can take that value, it is 0.22. Again, take one more, that is P4 to P1. First I did, this is already clustered. So from here, I'm going to take the value with P1, again from P4 to P1. So I've got 0.22 and P4 to P1 is again 0.37, which 0.22 is the smallest among that. Okay, I'll just, you got this point? Do you have any doubts at this point?
No, ma'am.
So I can go ahead, right? So this is the last step, that's why. See, we have already created the dendrogram here. Okay, now I have to check with this, is there any other point which is close by? So that what I do, I already have done the first step. This was the first step done. I have newly added this. So I'll take this with this and the newly added with the data point that is there. And I'll identify the distance using this D matrix. And I'll finally come up with the minimum distance. So I'll just rewrite the confusion, the distance matrix like, so I just have P1 and okay. So it's going to be P1. P1 is the only point that I have. The remaining are P2, P5, P3, P6 and P4. Again here it is P2, P5, P3, P6, P4. All the values are there. So from here to here I calculated the distance to be as 0.22 and the value of this is 0. The final one is 0.22. So I will be writing my dendrogram like 3 and 6 is one cluster. 2 and 5 is one more cluster. 4. So these two are grouped together, and this was linked again with 4, and again this is linked with 1, because that's the only one that is left to me, last data point 1. If I have to represent this in the form of a graph, I will be writing it as 5 and 2 forms one cluster, 3 and 6 forms one more cluster. This is clustered with together, and then came 4. 4 is clustered as 1, and then came 1, the final data point, and I'm going to cluster that with 1. So this is from the given example. We have the dendrogram and the graph representation of all our data points based on their Euclidean distance. How do we cluster them on their similarities, and finally come up with the hierarchical clustering with respect to agglomerative clustering. Do you have any doubts here till here? So initially we had 6 data points given to us along with their x and y values. What we did, I took the first data point and I saw that from that point to the similar point, from one point, identifying the distance of that is 0. So I don't have anything. Then what I do, I take the second point. From the second point, from P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6. So I took the distance from P1 to P2 to P1. That was my first step, identifying. Then what did I do? From P3, I got the new step, new point coming into picture. From P3, I went, identified the distance between P2. Again from P3, identified the distance between P1. Then I got the fourth point coming into picture. Then I took the fourth point. I have to identify the distance of that fourth point with the third point. Again, fourth point with the second point. Fourth point with the first point. And when I got the fifth entry, so from the fifth entry, again I have to check the data point from P5 to P4, P5 to P3, P5 to P2, P5 to P1. Then I got the last entry. So the last entry was this. So again from the last entry, again P5 to P6 to P5, P5 to P4, P6 to P3, P6 to P2, P6 to P1. So I will identify the distances and I will form a matrix with P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. So I'm writing a matrix, and in the matrix, however I calculate the distances, my diagonal will be 0. Okay. So what did I do? I encountered the first P1 to P1 was 0. Then I took P2 to P1, I'll get a value, I'll write it over here because first time when I took P2 to P1, I will get it here. Then I saw the third data point. From the third data point, I'm going to go from P3 to P2, again from P3 to P1, P3 to P2, P3 to P1. If I go for P4, P4 to P3, P4 to P2, P4 to P1. I'll write the distances. Again P5 to P4, P5 to P3, P5 to P2, P5 to P1. Whichever I've calculated the distances, I'll be writing it. P6 to P5, P6 to P4, P3, P2 and P1. And we already know to calculate the Euclidean distance, which is x1 minus of y1 the whole square plus x2 minus y2 the whole square, where your P1 is x1, y1, P2 is x2, y2. Okay, so I'll be creating this table Out of this, I will identify the minimum distances. So initially I got the minimum distances between P3 to P5. That was my minimum distance. So first I created the dendrogram with P3 and P6. The next step which I did was, after I identified these two forms one clusters, I'm going to check out from these data points, is there any other data point which is very close by to this. So what I did, I took P3 to P6, identifying the minimum distance from P3 to P6 with P1, with P2, with P4 and with P5, because the other two are already there. So I identified the minimum distances, minimum distance of P3 to P5 with P1. I did P3 to P1, P5 to P1. Within these two, whichever was the minimum distance, I took it. I again recreated a smaller distance matrix. Okay, it was not only for P1, I did the same procedure for P2, I did the same procedure for P4 and P6. So I got again a new distance matrix from this. So once I got the new distance matrix from this, I identified is there any smaller distance. So suppose let me tell P1, P2. Here I'll write P3, P6 because it is already clustered, then P4 and then P5. Again here P1, P2, P3, P6, P4 and P5. So I'll be identifying which is the smallest distance in that. So the next time I got P2 and P5 to have the shortest distance. So with this I created another 2 and 5 cluster, and from here again I have to check out is there any other data point which is close by to this. So again I perform telling identify the minimum distance from P2 to P5, from P1 again P2 to P5, with P2 is already here, and if I go with P3, P3 is already clustered, so it is P3 and P6, again P2 P5 with P4. So I have to calculate the minimum distance of this. I created a new dendrogram, so new distance matrix, and the distance matrix was like this. So it had P1, P2, P5, P3, P6 and P4. Now before that there should be one more. So when we did this, we got one more dendrogram like this, which told P1, P2, P5, P3, P6 and P4. So P1, P2, P5, P3, P6 and P4. Again from here I identified and saw that these two became one cluster, so I have clustered this using the dendrogram. I saw that these two values had a smaller, so I clustered them and I put it. Then from here again, so this became one more cluster for me. So from here I'm again going to check if there's any other data point which is close by to this cluster. So that was a data point 4. So I again performed the operations identifying the minimum distance of this, and finally I created this matrix. So I got to know that P2, P5, P3, P6 is already into cluster, and I identified the smaller distance was observed between P2, P5, P3, P6 with P4. So finally I took that distance also and I created one more dendrogram for that, the clustering with P4, and final output was this. I checked out the distances between them. I got to know that 0.22 is the final, which is respect to P1. So I give the final data point over here. If you perform all of these steps, okay, and it is one of the very important problem solving with agglomerative hierarchical clustering, it will be asked you either for a 10 marks or a 12 marks question. So you have to make each and every step clear. So when you are targeting a question like this, you have to multiple times practice with the different problems so that you can easily come up with a solution. when you're writing it in your final exam. Do you have any doubts?